Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today it's ink comparison day. 2 inks for you. The first one by Diamine. It's Diamine Appletini. And that's going to go up against Van Dieman's Apple Island Green. 2 Apple named inks. That's why I'm comparing them. Be interesting to see how they go head to head. So join me now down on the table. Let's take a look at these inks. Welcome down to the table. So here we've got today's inks. We've got Diamine Appletini, one of the Inkvent inks, so it's still in that little 12ml bottle. And then from Van Dieman, I've got Apple Island Green, one of the first inks I bought when I got back into fountain pens right the way back in 2020. 30ml bottle here on the Van Dieman. Just going to turn that around for you just so you can get an idea. I love the shape of this bottle. Let's just move these out of the way, then we can fetch in the swatch cards. So here's the swatch cards. We've got Diamine Appletini and we've got Van Dieman Apple Island Green. I say I chose both these inks because they've both got apple in the name. I know, weird way to pick inks to look at, isn't it? So we can see very much a brighter ink with that Appletini. I love writing with that. The Apple Island Green, very nice, consistent green colour. More of what I would think of like as a standard green. Again, love writing with that as well. Chromatography wise, very different. So on the left here, that's Appletini, and on my right, we've got Apple Island Green. You can see the differences. With the Appletini, lots of yellow, then we start going into slight bright green. Then we've got a little blue band there at the top. Over though with the Apple Island Green, at the bottom we've got like a greyish line where I drew my line on there. Then we've got some nice, I'm going to call it pink. Then we're going into greens, but it's a darker green. Then at the top we've got a wider blue line. Let's move these out of the way and we'll fetch in the notepad of testing. Here we've got the notepad of testing. This is Oxford Optic paper. Really nice, 90 GSM, very fountain pen friendly. My tool of testing, my Serendipity dip pen with a broad Yoho nib on it. So we're going to start with Appletini. This is a standard ink, so I don't need to agitate it. So we've got here Diamine Appletini. And it's a Serendipity dip pen with a broad nib. The price for this ink, so to buy a full bottle you're looking at $24.95 for a 50ml bottle. Just going to re-dip this. Problem with these bottles, you can't get the nib in very far, so that's for 50 mils. And that works out at 60 cents per milliliter. Going to write a sentence. And then I'll just scribble off. Beautiful bright green, really nice. I love the way this looks, especially when I'm using it in my journal. It looks really, really nice. So that's the Diamine Appletini. Just going to step away from my desk and give that pen a good clean. Then I'll come back and we'll look at the Van Dieman's ink. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. So the pen's been cleaned. Now it's time for that Van Dieman ink. So we've got here Van Dieman Apple Island Green. The ink is by, no, that's the ink, isn't it? I don't know. The pen is a Serendipity dip pen. The price for this ink is $15.95, and that's for a 30ml bottle. That works out at 53 cents per milliliter. Write the sentence. And then we'll scribble it off. I managed to get through all of that with one dip, but that's because it's a slightly deeper bottle, so I'm able to get my nib in a lot further. It's hard to show you. It's half full, roughly down there, which means that the nib goes in really well and gets a good drink. Let's move this out of the way. I'm going to fetch in my Tomoe River notebook. So what I've done is, this is Tomoe River 52 GSM, and I've written using both inks with a Pilot Custom Heritage 92. This has got a medium 14 karat gold nib. So we'll start with the Appletini. I'll just go all the way to the back because this is the latest one I've filled it with. So here we've got that Pilot Custom Heritage 92. You can see here we've got some really nice shading coming through. Very, very nice. Really enjoyable ink. Fairly wettish as a combo as well. See here from my little swipes. And it seems to be on the up and down that it seems to be the wettest. The pen does give a little bit of line variation. Very nice. So I'm going to now jump back in time. Let's going to do a bit of a time warp. Here we've got that Pilot Custom Heritage 92 and Van Dieman Apple Island Green. So definitely a different colour. I'm still seeing little bits of shading coming through, so there's a lot of character there in the ink. It's very nice. It's darker, so it's like, as I've already said, more like a standard type green. You know, certainly compared to the other one, it looks a lot bluer. Coming down again, we're looking at a fairly wet pen. Now what I'm going to do is hopefully get these sort of side by side. There we go. So you can see both of them. And hopefully you can see what I'm saying. When we look at it on this paper like this, I do see the Van Dieman ink has got a lot more blue in it, but that's because it's gone up against this really, really bright green. So that's the Tomoe River paper. Let's move this out of the way. We'll fetch back that Oxford paper. Here we go. So my two inks, we've got Diamine Appletini and Van Dieman Apple Island Green. Love both of them. They're both enjoyable. They're both nice. I don't intend to buy another bottle of either of them, to be honest. I'm quite happy with what I've got. And when I use them, I've got loads of other greens. But they're enjoyable colours. In this Custom Heritage 92, I generally just use this Apple Island Green in there. I've put Appletini in just for this video. Not sure, I might write it off and then I'll go back to the Apple Island Green. So they're my thoughts on Diamine Appletini and Van Dieman Apple Island Green. What are your thoughts on these? Do you have either? I know the Appletini, that was an Inkvent ink. I like both of them. I think that they're nice, they're bright. To be honest, in a way, they're in your face. But what are your thoughts? Please drop a comment down below. Let's kickstart that conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.